Welcome to Tea Time.
Everybody, and welcome to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight. It is Monday. It is December 13th, and I am just so excited that everyone's joining me again for another show. I'm going to talk about my weekend real quick and then get to this very handsome guest next to me. Oh, you're welcome so much. Okay, so my weekend actually started, I had a very long weekend. It was very, very fun. It actually started on Thursday was Kristen Tinsley's birthday, my girl, but we couldn't go out. So we went out Friday night for her birthday to Crabtree's in Huntington. There we are. And there's Kristen's got her hand on her shoulder. That's me in the burgundy, of course. And that's Elizabeth with her hand on her face. And up front is my girl Angela. And Elizabeth and Angela are plus-size, beautiful models. And they had a photo shoot in Brooklyn that day. And they model for QVC. And I met Angela first, and then we met Elizabeth. And Angela's going to come on the show after the new year. I'm very excited. She's a model. She's an actress. And she's a lot of fun. So we had a lot of laughs that night. Thank you, Bobby, for putting that up. And then Saturday, I went, let's back up a little bit. Wednesday, I went to go bend down to unload my dishwasher. And I heard snap in my back. And I was like, what did I do? I couldn't stand up. I basically pulled my back out. And I've never done that in all my years. And I was like, someone was stabbing me. And I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So Saturday, Linda DeVitis, who was on my show a couple of weeks ago, who is a psychic medium, and she does Reiki. She's a Reiki master. She said, I want you to come by me. I'm going to give you a little, Reiki thing, and we're going to fix you right up. What's a Reiki thing? Reiki has to do with energy. Energy. She just takes her energy, and she scans your body, and she uses crystals. I'm telling you something. I had no pain.
Really?
No pain. This woman, Linda DeVitis, thank you so much, my love. It was a beautiful thing. She took care of me. And it was great. And she puts the crystal back here, and it got warm. Like, I felt warmth, and I'm like, this feels really good. And I felt like I had no pain. And she said, it's going to take a few days because you really did a number on your back. I really, pulled it out. So I have to say, now I can walk. I could take a deep breath. It was bad, people. So Linda DeVitis, look her up, Google her. I'm telling you, she's the real deal. And then after I saw her, I went to my girlfriend Doreen's house on 210th Street. We had a little holiday party. It was just 4 of us. Kept it very intimate, very nice. Sunday was laundry and football because, we all need clean underwear. And then today, let's finish my weekend with today. Today, I worked with Joe Simonera, who is a writer, he's a producer, he's a director, and he asked me to co-star with the man who played my husband, in a series. It's a series called Tales of the Dark. And this was episode 1, and it's called The Job Interview, and we filmed it in Limbrook today, so I was local, which was important because I have a lot to do on a Monday. I have to be here. So that was my weekend. It was very, very satisfying, fulfilling, and I got a lot done. So now, let me get to my guest because, my show goes fast. And sitting to the left of me is a friend of mine.
Yes.
He's a comedian. He's a musician. He's a screenwriter. He's also a podcast host.
Yes.
Joe Currie's in the house.
Hello, so glad to be here.
I'm
So glad to be
so
here with
glad
you.
you're here too. You look good.
Oh, thank you so much. So do you. So do you.
Thank you. So let's get to it. I want everyone to learn a lot about Joe, and then we're going to talk, at the end of the show, how you could follow him, watch him, see what he's doing. So you're originally from Huntington?
Yep, Huntington. Grew up in the Elwood section of Huntington.
Uh-huh.
I lived there all my life till about 4 years ago.
Really?
4 years. The house I
Yeah.
grew up in. I lived there since I was 3, and then I got divorced, and then I left. And
Been there, done that.
Yeah, now I'm in Middle Island.
Middle Island. Okay, all right. But let's back up. You went to school in Huntington, right?
Yes, yes.
And then in high school, you were kind of like funny. You were funny,
Yeah,
right?
I
heard you used to do like a Richard Nixon.
Yeah, you look at
person.
yeah,
And you used to
basically-
like do that to impress the girls.
Showing my age. One of the biggest things that I found the power of comedy is that I used to imitate Richard Nixon, and showing my age, obviously. And I remember that the girls, there was a bunch of girls on the bleachers, and they go, "Joe Currie, make us laugh." And I like started doing Richard Nixon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I made them laugh. And it's like I realized the power of doing comedy.
Oh,
and then I did YDA shows. I used to be in the Boy Scouts. I used to do
I
jokes.
heard you did some jokes by the campfire.
By the campfire. And then basically in high school, I became friends with Anthony Cumier of Opie and Anthony.
Yeah.
And a little later on, I worked at a fence company in Melville, and I met this kid, Adam Ferrara.
Yeah, we're going to get to all that. You're just skipping ahead.
I'm sorry.
But I want to know what you had a friend in high school who had an older brother, and at 12 years old, he put on a couple of comedy albums for you.
Basically what it was is that my dad died when I was 6. He actually, sad enough, committed suicide.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was one of the last people to see him. And I didn't really know the gravity of what was going on.
Yeah.
But I had, I was a little, alone and, scared. And basically
How old were you?
I was 6.
Oh, you were
I was
young.
6. And my mom was crushing. My mom was a legal secretary, so I'm a 6-year-old kid. My mom is just barraging me with questions. Like, how much more do you need to know? I don't know. I saw him. He also, boy, this is fun time, kids. Come on, strap in. He also killed.
Let's start the show off on a fun note.
Yeah, oh boy. He also killed our dog. We had a big.
What?
We had a big English Mastiff named Sam, and Sam, my dad didn't think we could afford to keep him, so he was leaving with the dog, and I go, "Can I go?" Because we went out every Saturday. We would go Saturday with the dog and everything. He goes, "No, you have to stay here." But I want to go. No, you have to stay here. So he drove a mile down the road, went behind the Elwood Diner. He shot the dog, and he shot himself.
Oh my God.
And I always, my mom questioned me. So we'll move on from that. So where did I find out about my friend playing? I had my buddy Owen, who lived next door, and his buddy Jimmy had a George Carlin album called Takeoffs and Put-Ons.
Right.
It was hysterical, and it was hysterical, and it made me want to do comedy. Also, Cheech and Chong.
Right.
The thing about it is it took the pain away.
Yeah.
So much so that Cheech and Chong was at Westbury Music Fair about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I went to see them, and I snuck around the back like a teenage girl, and I went to meet them.
Aww.
And I told them essentially, I go, you guys made me want to be a comic. And I go, I always wanted to thank you for that.
Aww.
And I got to thank them.
That is such a great opportunity.
It was really nice. And also on the acts, now these were my idols since I was, 12 years old, but I wanted to be like him.
Yeah.
So I have framed in my music room at home, I have from that week's entertainment, there is one act, me, and 2 acts below is Cheech and Chong. I'm on the same page as them.
No way.
Which was amazing to me because it was like a full circle thing. Wow. So no matter where I go with comedy, where I've been with comedy, or where I'm going with comedy, I owe it.
Right.
It doesn't owe me a thing, but I owe it because it came to a scared little 12-year-old kid and showed the light.
Right.
And I've everything I've gone through, with it, I owe it. So yeah,
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's an amazing story, and thank you for sharing that. Because I know it's painful. You were young, but it led you to the journey that you're on now, which is incredible.
It did. You know?
It's amazing. It really is amazing. So yeah, so you do your Nixon for the girls, and you do campfires for the Boy Scouts, and in high school, now we could get to Anthony.
Right.
In high school, you started hanging out with this kid named Anthony Cumia.
Right.
And you met him in what, sophomore year?
Yeah, but basically what it was is him and his brother Joe Cumia were out in California.
Okay.
Joe, it was.
And then they moved here.
Yeah, he was stayed here, but they were at their father's ranch, had a ranch in San Juan Capistrano.
Okay.
So Joe comes back to Long Island in July, and he's a really nice guy and stuff like that. He goes, I have my brother coming in. He's going to start school in September. Hang out with him.
Okay.
So the first day of school, I meet Anthony, and all of a sudden we start just riffing back and forth.
Right.
He is one of the funniest guys on planet Earth. I have been his biggest fan.
Yes.
Since
well,
high
he
school.
did. He was part of Opie and Anthony, and
Yeah.
that ran from 1995 to 2014.
Yeah, because somebody had to go take pictures and tweet about it, and Dumbbell got fired. But he's got his own platform,
Yes.
Compound Media, which is hysterical. Also, they have been doing the Comedians of the Compound show.
Okay.
And I'll be do a guest spot. And what's great is
Cool.
I've been wanting Anthony to do stand-up, literally decades.
Right.
And he used to go out in the Opie and Anthony road shows and do it, and we'd do
Right,
fine. And he would
right.
come back, and I go, "You should be doing stand-up." Well, and realizing this guy's brilliant, one of the
Yeah.
most brilliant comic minds today.
Yeah.
And now he is doing stand-up in these shows, and the great thing is he's got the bug. So
Okay.
it is an absolute trip. We dreamed about doing stand-up together,
That's cool.
and this year we're doing it.
That's
and I go out
great.
on stage, and I follow him. I go out after him,
Yeah.
and I tell people, if you don't believe in you got dreams, I go, believe me, do them, because
you have to grab it. Well, you and I actually met. Bobby's going to put up the picture. You and I met March 28th, 2019. We did a gig together.
Oh, that's right.
There
Yes.
we are. Look, there
Yes.
we are. See?
Yes.
We did a show in
Farmingdale. It was for the
Farmingdale.
Farmingdale Chamber of Commerce. It's also
Yes.
with Davin.
It was with Davin,
Is
yes.
we do a show together. We'll get to
Yep,
that.
we're gonna
but,
get to that too, Davin Rosenblatt,
Yes.
and that was the first time we met, and I was happy to join you, and
Yeah, it was
I
a great show.
enjoyed
We had a
you,
great time.
and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it was a lot of
it was a
fun.
great time.
And then since then we bump into each other every now
Yes,
and then. COVID
yes.
hit, and then we didn't do anything. So,
Yeah.
but now things are getting a little better. I don't know.
I got to tell you, with COVID.
Did you do it? You didn't do any Zoom shows during COVID,
No,
did you?
I
Neither
didn't. But it was very interesting when COVID stopped, because basically, like I said, I love comedy. I owe comedy, but it gets to a point where when everything stopped, you're living like like we call them civilians, and I'm home and I'm
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
do I really want to jump back on the merry-go-round when things get
Well,
rolling?
that's what I said. I told Kristen and a bunch of people it's going to be very interesting to see who comes back to the comedy
Yeah.
world and who's not. And as well as I do, a lot of people reevaluated their life.
Yeah.
I said either we're going to be a lot of divorces or a lot of babies during
Yeah.
COVID. And a lot of people made a lot of changes.
I tell you, the one interesting thing was a reevaluation, and there's a comic, Steve Rocco Perillo. He loves when he says,
Yes,
"I gotta say Rocco."
Stephen Rocco Perillo.
And we owe him a debt of gratitude, all the comics on the island, because he was doing workshops
Yes,
on the island,
yes.
just comics. Patrons can't come in, just comics.
Right.
And I realized, because I was doing all the material, and I realized that the fun and thrill of making this stuff on paper work, and then the camaraderie of hanging out with the comics,
Right,
is why I got into
right.
this in the first place.
Yeah.
And I said to myself last year, no matter where I go doing stand-up, I will always do it, because that's the nuts and bolts, the framework of the love of it. And it was.
And you have to love it.
You have to love
it. It's something that can be thankless at times, but again, it's because a lot of people don't realize a lot of comics, unless you're Sebastian Maniscalco, have day jobs. We all have to pay bills, and we all have to work, and we do it for the love of it. We go out there. We'll drive 2 hours to do 20 minutes. or half an hour and then come home.
And to explain it to somebody that doesn't do it.
They don't get it.
They just stare at you. And I don't understand. So let me get this straight. You're going to get in the car for an hour and a half and then like talk for 20 minutes? Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Exactly.
Because it's in here,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
You
it's true. It's
you
true.
can't
It's true.
explain it.
The best was when I did I've been doing some private parties.
Right.
And private parties, you make a lot more money than,
Yeah.
doing a comedy club. Comedy clubs, unless you're a headliner, you really don't, the headliner and the MC and get paid, but a lot of other times you don't, or whatever. Anyway, so I've been doing a lot of private shows. So I told my mom, I says, I have a party, and she goes, well, what are you going to do? And I go, well, I'm going to do it with someone else. They really wanted an hour, and I don't do an hour. I really don't. Right. So I says, I'll bring in another comic. We'll both do 30 minutes each. So she goes, oh, what are you going to get? I says, I'm going to get $200 for 30 minutes, and I don't have to take my clothes off. Isn't that great? And she's like, really? She says, you're getting $200 for 30 minutes? I'm like, yeah, Ma. I says, isn't that bad? It's like kind of like. Now it's like validating what I'm doing because she's like thinking, what's she getting? Really? Like $50 or whatever it is?
And sometimes when you get paid,
when you get paid, you feel guilty a little bit.
You feel guilty. You feel like you're stealing.
To make people laugh.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, we really have great jobs. We really do. I mean, we both love making people laugh. We both love entertaining.
Yeah.
We love entertaining.
And it's just a simple thing. There was it was a Saturday night. I was off. But it was a cold night, and then I went into the house, and I remembered something where you go to the club, and it's a cold night, you get out of the car, and you're cold, and you walk into the club, and there's the patrons in there, and everything's good, and the staff, and you know everybody, and you know it's going to be a fun night, and it's little things like that that makes it worthwhile. And when I was doing the Comedians of the Compound, we were in Atlantic City in January.
Nice.
And I took a picture of the stool that's in the theater from the wings.
Right.
And I posted it. And the reason why I did was during the pandemic, you're sitting there and you go, will I ever do this again? Will this ever come back?
Yeah.
And for the simple fact that we're there and we're doing it, I took a picture of it. And just as a reminder that it was just an amazing thing, and you should never ever take it for granted because it's a great thing.
It's true. It's so true. Well, on that note, we're going to take our first break. Don't go away because I have so much more with Joe when we come back. $13.31 Mediterranean Grill is located at 1906 Newbridge Road in Belmore, specializing in traditional Greek cuisine. Oppa! You can dine in, take out, and they deliver. They also cater for all occasions, and they have outdoor seating. Give them a call at 516-804-6197. Check them out on Facebook and go to their website, 1331 Mediterranean Grill.
Hi, I am Linda DeVitis. I am a psychic, clairvoyant medium, and certified healer. I have also written a book, My Journey from Darkness to the Light, which is available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and on my website, www.healingsonthego.com. If you would like to book an appointment with me, call me at 917-929-4935. Thank you.
Well, hi there, Teresa. It's John York from General Hospital. I am just checking in because apparently you have a great talk show called Tea Time on Strong Island TV. I want you to have continued great success and have a lot of fun. It sounds like you're having a lot of fun, and that's pretty much the key to everything, isn't it? So continued success. I'm proud of you. Have a great day, Teresa. Bye.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight. Thank you to 1331 Mediterranean Grill, which is in Belmore, and Linda DeVitis. Look her up, Google her. She is the best. And thank you, John York from General Hospital, for those very, very kind words. Just want to remind everybody that someone nominated me for Bethpage Best of Long Island Podcast for the second year in a row. Thank you.
Good.
And you can go to my page. You can vote every day up until the 15th. That's it. And I'm just glad I was nominated again. It makes me feel warm and fuzzy all over.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And If you have Cablevision, you have Optimum Cablevision customer, you can watch Tea Time right here on channel 20 at 11 a.m. every Saturday morning, okay? So let's get back to Joe Currie. Joe is a comedian, he's a musician, he's a screenwriter, he's a podcast host, and we were talking before the break about, doing comedy and how, we all missed it and how everyone's getting back into it again. And before we have talked about Anthony, and then you were working for a fence company in Melville and you met Adam.
Yeah, I worked at Walt Whitman Fence Company in Melville. Very good place, try them for your fencing needs. But I was working, and my buddy Ozzy, who was one of my coworkers, goes, I have a guy starting tomorrow.
Right.
His name is Adam.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy. You'll get along.
Okay.
He starts the next day.
Okay.
I was the foreman there. When it's business, it's working hours. I have no time for games. We goofed around the
Well, I
whole day.
heard you didn't work that much, but you wrote a lot of bits.
We wrote like a ton of stuff that day. And I go back to Anthony's apartment afterwards, and I go, we're going to the OBI on Friday, and you're coming. You have to meet this guy, Adam.
Right.
We got our friends. No, you don't understand. He's one of us.
Yeah.
And I went
it's
down-
like it's a click that you got to see who you're going to let in.
Right, because we
I
were
get
very,
it. I
at
get
that
it.
point, we
I
were
get
very
it.
guarded with our friends.
Yes, yeah.
And we went down there, and Anthony and I, we just kept each other in hysterics.
Yeah.
And from that day, and that was 1985, and from that day on,
So
we've been
cool.
very close friends.
So cool.
Very close
Well,
friends.
before you hit, because you kind of like started comedy in '89.
Yeah, I started
And
1989.
but you were having a hard time getting stage time. And most comics, when you first start out, you have a hard time getting stage time.
Yes.
But someone was doing comedy at a coffee house, and that's where you
Yes,
know.
a big debt of gratitude goes out for Benny Rizzuti. Benny was doing
yeah.
this bakery, this coffee house
Right.
in East Islip, and we would go out there every Friday and we would work on stuff. And the great thing about that coffee house was, and debt of gratitude we owe to him, is that we had to work clean. There was parents. Kids,
Clean.
grandma.
Explain what that means to the.
No cursing, really no innuendo.
Right.
Because you had mom, dad, kids, grandparents there.
Right.
And it was very beneficial because when you start doing stand-up, you have a tendency to work dirty, a tendency to curse, because a curse gets you an easy laugh. You've got material, you know if it's funny or not, but if
Right,
you curse, you get a
right,
laugh. You
right,
didn't have that luxury
right.
there.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
had to go with material that was pretty much clean, and it helped us.
And when
all.
you
Yeah.
when you work clean, because I don't curse, but most of the time I don't curse.
Right.
I don't curse, but I'm very risque. But for those of you who don't know, but when you work clean, you can work anywhere.
You can work anywhere, and
Anywhere.
if you need to make it dirty or risque,
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
always backstep it. But you can't, and it doesn't limit you where you can work.
Right.
A lot of times, I'll do a show at a church, and a lot of comics, I can't do that. I can't. Well, what can
You
I
got
tell
to take out a lot of comics have to take out. Yeah.
You've got to take out a lot of
I could
stuff.
probably make my show G. It's just you got to rework a lot of things.
Yeah, and it's funny because me personally, I do have a standard where there were some nights and I do curse on stage,
It
But
depends. I think it depends on the venue, the
it depends
audience.
on the venue, but there were some times that I'll be on stage and I'll say to myself, "You're cursing too much. You're not that good. You have to curse." So it's
Well, that's the
kind
whole
of-
thing. It's like there's no reason. Well, my mother always said to me, "There's no reason to curse to be funny." And I said, "I get it." And she's like, "You see some of these comics, every other word is F, 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 F," and it's like it kind of like loses its luster in a way.
Well-
and it kind of like, and I get it. But everyone has their own. What do you call it?
way to do it.
Yeah, way to do it or
The-
format. They have their own ingredients to put their own stuff together.
Right now,
you know?
before that was my first time on stage.
Oh, I heard about this. This is a great story.
1989. My first time on stage, I go up there,
Yes.
and every other word is a curse. It's awful. So, but I was goofing on a girl I just
An
broke up with.
ex-girlfriend, right? It was an ex, like you were joking, making jokes about her.
I was goofing on like she had nails like a mountain lion, and she was this, that, and the other thing. She liked to drink like a fish, and blah 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 blah. So I get done, and Anthony Cumie and Adam Ferrara are sitting at the table. So I come back, and
Right.
they are in hysterics.
Yeah.
And I go, did I do well? No, you stunk beyond belief. He goes, however, your ex-girlfriend's sitting at table 5 on a date.
One of the odds of your ex-girlfriend being there on a
She's on a date, and I think it was the guy she was dating after me.
Oh,
So they
lovely.
probably, why don't we go to a comedy club? She'd probably go, good, I could forget about this last guy I dated.
My
and who comes out
gosh.
on stage? The last guy she dated, to goof on her. I had no clue she was. I had absolutely no clue
You
she was.
can't
in the
make that
club.
up. Let me tell you.
You can't make that
You
up.
really can't. That's great. But you turned to comedy in '89, and then you actually put comedy on hold in '92.
I lost my mom suddenly in 1992. She had an aneurysm. I came home and found her. You know, it was very sad. So basically, during that time, it was between '92 and '97. I had a band called Rot Gut with Anthony and Joe
Yes,
Currie
he
and stuff like
plays
that.
keyboard.
Yeah, I'm a keyboard player.
And you really put it on hold also to concentrate on some kind of record deal.
We were trying to go for a record deal. So V grabbed me and Joe Cumia and said, "Look, you've got to decide what you want to do."
Wait, Joe.
Is Anthony's brother.
I know,
the
but
leader of the
he
band.
was in the band?
He was in the band, leader of the band.
Leader of the band.
Yeah, leader of the band.
Okay.
So, and I was renovating my house, and I was doing. So they told me, "Look, you've got to decide what you want to do. You want to do this." So basically, I stopped for those years. Plus, I got my mom's house. I wanted to fix it up and sell it.
Okay.
So basically, I stopped doing stand up for those years. And when I got back into it, this is why I'll never quit again. You get back into it, and I was doing it for 2 years when I quit. Guys that you started with.
It's hard. It's hard to come back. It's
it's-
hard because I started in the early '90s. I did it for a few years, and then I stopped. I had my daughter, and then thanks to Bob Nelson, I came back about 6 years ago,
Right.
and it's like starting all
It is starting
over
over again. Guys that were my contemporaries are now headliners.
Yeah.
And you're doing the mics again, and it's starting over again. And when I stopped, there were a whole bunch of clubs, a whole bunch of venues. When I came back, there was nothing. There was
Right,
nothing.
right.
There was nothing. The boom was over. Everything was over. And it's like, well, where do I go from here? But if you want to do it, and if you want to do anything,
Yeah.
you figure it out.
Yes.
You do figure
Yes,
it out. If
absolutely.
you love it or want to do it,
Yep.
you do figure it out.
Oh, sure you do.
So, you know.
So you returned back January '97.
97?
Yep. And
And-
you've played clubs from New York to Canada.
Yeah, New York to Canada, yeah.
You've been all over the place.
Yes. Yeah, just down in Myrtle Beach last month. Had a great time down
Oh,
in Myrtle
yeah?
Beach. Yeah.
Oh,
it was
that's
fun.
cool. Now, do you book yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I booked myself. You know, you get the agencies you go through.
Right,
but I do, you know,
right.
Stand out
Because
with
I know
bookers.
you learned everyone's like, who books you? Who books this club? Who, you know, as other comics, you kind of like, how'd you get booked? Or who do you talk to? Or, you know, because a lot of the legwork we do ourselves.
A lot of it is networking
That too.
You have to network. There's a thing called FaceTime, and what you do is you go into a club. You're probably not going to go on.
You just
but
show up.
You show up and you hang out. A lot of clubs like to see that. You like to be there.
Yeah.
Um,
I really haven't done that since we came back from COVID.
Yeah,
I really haven't done it.
because a lot
like I
of the
used
clubs
to.
are getting back on their feet again.
Well,
and
that
stuff. The thing about being a stand-up and doing everything we do, you do, I do.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle.
It is.
You know, it is a
It is.
lifestyle.
It's
you
like
know?
a rock star lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're never
Yeah.
home. It's harder. I'm gonna say it's a little harder for women because obviously for those of us who are mothers and have kids, it's not as easy to go
Yeah.
out. You know, when you're married and you're leaving your wife with the kids and you know, okay, babe, I'm going out. And it's really a lot of it's during the week.
Yeah.
You know, you stay late, you got to get up early.
And a lot of credit has to go to girlfriends, boyfriends, wives, husbands that
Who understand that?
are understanding
Yes,
about that
yes.
too, because basically there's events, family events you can't make,
Right.
birthdays, so on and
Yeah.
so forth. So to find somebody that understands that
Yeah.
is very
It's
tricky.
rare. It is rare. It's you got to find a special breed of person to understand. Sometimes you have people who support you that come to every show you do.
Yeah.
Some people, you know, they don't, and you know, it's just something that you know you have to be lucky. You have to like kind of get lucky with that.
Yeah.
Speaking about lucky, we're gonna take my next break, but please stay where you are. We'll be back after these messages. 1331 Mediterranean Grill is located at 1906 Newbridge Road in Belmore, specializing in traditional Greek cuisine. Oppa! You can dine in, take out, and they deliver. They also cater for all occasions, and they have outdoor seating. Give them a call at 516-804-6197. Check them out on Facebook and go to their website, 1331 Mediterranean Grill.
Hi, I am Linda DeVitis. I am a psychic, clairvoyant medium, and certified healer. I have also written a book, My Journey from Darkness to the Light, which is available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and on my website, www.healingsonthego.com. If you would like to book an appointment with me, call me at 917-929-4935. Thank you.
How you doing? It's Sal the Voice Valentinelli. Why are you watching me? You should be watching Teresa Canastraci Tea Time with Teresa Canastraci Farrell. And make sure you follow Teresa on Facebook, Tea Time with Teresa Canastraci Farrell. We'll see you there.
I love the way you say my name. I love it. Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me. Thank you again, 1331 Mediterranean Grill in Belmore. The best feta ever. Why? Because it's from Greece, okay? It's real feta. And Linda DeVitis, she's watching tonight. Thank you for watching, girl, and helping me feel so much better. And Sal the Voice Valentinelli, he's going to be at Westbury, and I'm hoping to get him on the show after the new year. So I am with my friend Joe Currie. He is a comedian. He's a musician. He plays keyboard. He's a screenwriter. We're going to talk about that, and a podcast host. And I just want to give some quick shout outs to Nancy and Bruno and Mickey, and again, Linda. Everyone, thank you for watching the show. Please like it. Please share it. And again, you can watch Joe and I this Saturday, 11 a.m. on Channel 20 if you live on Long Island and you get Optimum Cable Vision. So yeah, check that out. So Joe, let's talk about now, you play keyboards.
Yes.
How old were you when you first started playing keyboards?
Oh, probably about, it goes back to the same thing, because people always go, what are your influences? And it's like, some people go,
Well, who'd you listen to growing up? Like, what kind of music or what
well,
artists?
what got me into it was the Partridge Family.
Really? Really?
I remember seeing the first episode of the Partridge Family, and I'm like, I got to do this in some way. So my mom had a grand piano. Actually, I still have it. I brought it with me out to Middle Island.
Sweet.
Yeah, and I just started banging around on the piano. And then Joe Cumia, once again, is a phenomenal guitar player.
Oh, he plays guitar.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wound up being a roadie for him during the late '70s, and then in 1982. There was a Journey band that they were putting together, and they needed keyboards. And he goes, "If you really want to learn, I'll show you the rudimentary things."
Yeah.
So he started to play and stuff like that. And my first time playing in front of a live audience was Separate Ways at a debut night for this band that we had called Quebec. It was a Journey cover band.
Right.
In front of 350 people.
Nice.
Talk about nerves. So I've been playing in bands, God almighty.
Well, you've been playing in bands. You've been playing in bands called Fragile Sky and Funky Monks. Some of these names are hysterical. Sexy Susan Project, but you also were in Race Odyssey, and then you were in Art. Is it Art of the Topless?
Art of the Topless was a band.
Art
of the Topless was a band that covered Opie and Anthony and Ron and Fez songs and parodies and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, cool.
And we did a bunch of events.
Okay.
And we used to cover this. And there was one night we were playing, and I came up with this idea of doing a parody called "We Could Be Guidos Till We Could Be Heroes."
I love it.
So I go up and I'm wearing a tracksuit. Anthony and Dawn.
Of course, you're wearing a tracksuit and gold chains. And
Dawn Cumia was in the band.
Okay.
And that's Anthony's sister.
Okay.
And she was playing a guidette, and we go up we do this song, and it died.
Really?
No reaction, no nothing. Now, as a comic, if you're getting no reaction, you move to another
Was there not one Italian in the audience that got it?
I don't know why they didn't get it.
Wow.
But it
wasn't like
died.
St. Patty's Day in like an Irish pub, right?
No.
Okay.
It died, and we still have to sit there and sell this song for another 3
you
minutes.
Yeah, you have to finish it.
That was the longest 3 minutes of my life. So Dawn's husband go, well, we do this again. I go, no, we can. We're not doing this again.
No,
ever.
if it doesn't go over like that, I don't
Yeah.
think you gotta kind of like put it on the back burner. But so all right, the Partridge Family, but when you played an album, who did you play?
Elton John.
Of course.
Elton John is one of my idols. Also, Genesis. Tony Banks
Ooh,
in
yeah,
Genesis
yeah.
is my idol. And the Genesis concerts were just here. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. The great thing about it is that Genesis...
Did you go? I saw everybody. You went.
I went to Madison Square Garden last Monday.
Yeah.
And I went to UBS
Yeah.
on Friday.
Yep.
And
yeah.
the thing about it is that these guys were never coming back again. Okay, after they played in 2007, they were not coming back.
Right.
I'm on all the message boards. 2 years ago, it was what if? Could you imagine? And for the simple fact that it happened, and that the shows were there, and I got to see them twice in the same week. The shows were unbelievable. Phil Collins you got to understand, he's sounding a little flat. Sometimes he forgets a lyric or two, but he did a phenomenal job. He's still there. He did a great job. It was worth it to watch his son play behind him.
Wow.
Is amazing.
That's cool.
It was a phenomenal show. It was worth and boy, I spent a lot of money on
sure
tickets,
you did.
merch.
I'm sure you did. Well, you only live once, Joe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And they're not coming around. They're not coming around again. And you know what gets the point? If you have a band from the classic music era, see them.
Oh,
See them,
absolutely.
because
Absolutely.
they might not be coming back.
It's true.
Because
It's
they're
very,
in their
very true.
70s and 80s.
we don't give away our ages, but
Well, they
we
are.
look
We're
really,
not.
really good for our
We're not.
age.
We're in
Let
our
me tell you.
20s. We're in our 20s.
Yeah. 25, right?
Yes.
So tell me about you were a writer and a musical director for something called The Weight of the
Yes,
World.
what it is, it's The Weight of the World, and basically we started with two people.
Was that back in 2002?
It was 2002. We've been still working
That's
on
20
it.
years ago, man.
Yeah, it was. We started it with a gentleman, Al Rosenblum, who unfortunately passed away, and Cami Halpin, and we're still working on it. Basically, it's about a weight loss group that are trying to lose weight together.
Oh, Lord, I could help you write some material with that, let me tell you.
And we filmed some teasers. We actually were going to do it as a contest.
Yes.
If we were 1 year earlier, we would have beat The Biggest Loser. I would have been a multimillionaire.
Wow.
We made it into a musical, which we're writing, which we still may do. And then we worked on it to sell it as a sitcom.
Okay.
There's a project coming out with Valerie Bertinelli.
Yes.
That is almost doing something similar to that, which is kind of kind of disheartening. But we're working with we have Chris Roach, phenomenal
Love
comedian,
Chris, yep.
and we've done some clips with that, which we're reworking and stuff like that. So we are still going to move ahead. We're probably going to move ahead with the play.
That's good.
But it was great because
good.
we had to do research. So what I did was to do the research. I'm like, let me join a weight loss group. I lost 60 pounds in weight loss.
Oh my God, that's great.
Yeah, I joined the weight loss group, and not only did we get material.
Well, let me tell you something. I so want to have some ideas in my head that I could throw at you
Yeah,
and
we
like
could take 'em.
one-liners and stuff,
Yeah.
because most people who know me know that I've always had a problem with my weight, always, and I lost about 100 pounds, and then I put back a little bit, and then I was a size 22, and I'm only 5'2", so I'm vertically challenged. So I've been a size 22, and I went down all the way down to an 8, hovered around a 14. I've been like every size of the spectrum.
wow.
So it's a journey. And it's a struggle that I deal with every
It's a
day. 'Cause
struggle?
we have to eat.
Yeah.
We have to eat to survive.
Yeah.
It's not like you could put away your cigarette. You could survive without cigarettes and alcohol, but you need food to sustain life. Hello.
Yeah.
So so every day I have to wake up and say, okay, what am I having for breakfast? What am I having for lunch? I have to try to meal prep. I have to play
write it
head
down.
games with myself.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's like, oh God, I could give you some lines that I got seriously. And then you also did a movie project. It's called The Trailer Queen Diaries.
It was a Trailer Queen Diaries. It's actually a script that I wrote that it's one of those projects that I got to get back to.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's about, basically what it is, it's about a father who restores cars and gets together with his estranged daughter, and they reconnect fixing up this car, and then it goes to auction. and then so basically it's a spec script. So hopefully I can get that done.
That's good. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's nice when you have like things on the back burner. You know, always something to go to.
There's always
You know what I
there's
mean?
always something.
And what
to
about
do.
this Iron Duck Productions?
Iron Duck Productions.
Back in 1997.
Yeah, Iron Duck Productions is my production company.
That's the
if
name-
I'm putting
and that's the
stuff
name of
out.
it?
Yeah, I'm trying to get. I wish I could draw. That's the one thing I could play.
I know
music,
someone who
I can do
does,
this.
if you need somebody.
I always
Just
want
letting you know.
my brother can draw. He got the draw gene because he can draw.
My sister does.
Yeah.
I can't. I could draw a stick figure.
Really?
That's
Yeah,
about it.
I'm horrible at it. It's
Yeah,
like, and
no.
yeah, you have ideas in your head. Go, I want it to look like this.
I know.
I can't.
No,
Stick.
I can't draw. I can't draw. So tell me about Santa.
Santa,
You know, it's the season, people. 'Tis the season, and tell me about Santa.
Yeah, about 11 years ago, there was a comedy booker that I worked with in Jersey, and she goes, "Would you like to do Santa?" And I'm like, "What do you mean Santa? Dress up like Santa Claus?"
Really?
Yeah, all right. So for 11 years, I go out every December, and I'm Santa Claus. You know.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. You know, it's
It's
interesting.
fun, you know. It's fun. You get you try to make the kids happy and stuff.
But believe me, it's these kids will just grill you. I feel like Jen Psaki and with 50 Peter Ducey's asking me questions. You don't look like Santa. Are you real? Yes. Where's your reindeer? They're in the back.
Right.
It was one time I scared this kid. I'm doing a Greek. It was a Greek christening for a
Okay.
Greek family.
Okay.
Very well to do at this place in Edgewater, New Jersey. Very fancy. And this kid comes up to me and goes, "I don't believe you're Santa Claus." And I'm like, "I'm really Santa Claus." Well, Santa Claus can speak all different languages. Can you? And I remember my next door neighbor was Greek, and his mother taught us this song.
Yes. Okay.
"You're not really Santa. You can only speak one language." "Oh, no." "Well, then show me." And then I go, "Saga po zaponaoska noska." He backed away.
Oh, that's great. That's
It's like,
great.
you believe now?
You
huh?
see that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. And what are kids asking for these days? A lot of high tech stuff.
They're asking for Lego. Lego's very big this year.
Ooh.
Lego's PlayStation. You do get the time, and it's happened a couple of times where you look at a kid will ask you,
Yeah.
"What would you like?" "I want my mom to beat cancer."
Oh, gosh.
And and you go, I'll see what I can do.
That's heart-wrenching.
It's heart-wrenching. And also, there was one time I was doing, it was about 2 years ago, and it's a regular thing. I don't know if I'm doing this year. It's this family that has, I guess, foster kids or whatever. And there was a girl, had to be about 15, and I go, "And what would you like?" And she goes, "I'd not to be here next year." And I'm like, never say that. I go, there's a lot to live for and stuff. And I was very concerned because you do have a lot to live for. And I was hoping I was there next year. Unfortunately, it was COVID hit and we didn't go. But I wanted to see how she was doing. And you only could do certain much. But there are times that, when I'm Santa Claus, it's the power of Santa Claus. There's a lot of meaning into it, a lot of tradition.
Sure.
And you feel that if you had the power to cure this girl's mom of cancer, to reach out to this girl and to show her at 15 your life's only begun. You have so much more to do.
Absolutely.
So you do feel helpless, but you want to do so much more.
Yeah.
But it gets interesting. I've ridden on the back of fire trucks a couple of times.
Cool.
I've had kids pee on my leg. I
was going to say, I'm sure they had those moments.
One of the funniest things is that I was doing a Santa Claus show at this soccer academy.
Okay.
As I'm walking into the soccer academy as Santa Claus, I step in a dog crap.
Okay.
And I've got this dog crap.
It's good luck, isn't it?
Like
a bird
Not
crapping
when you
on
have
your
to
head?
go in to do a show in
No.
3 minutes. So I tried to clean my shoe, but I still had some on it. And I walk into the
Did Santa
place.
smell like poo?
Well, he might have. But the thing about it is that it was a soccer academy, and there was nothing but grass,
Right.
artificial grass,
Right.
half an acre of, and all I was doing was a sidestep. Trying to get this dog crap off my shoe. Like,
Oh my gosh, that's funny. But it's nice that it's kind of like giving back. It is. It's
Yeah, dog
giving
crap on
back.
grass, yes, no.
Giving, well, you know what I mean. But
But it is,
being Santa, and you and I, and I'm sure you've done a lot of fundraisers like I have when it
Yes.
comes to comedy, which
Yes.
is, close to my heart.
Yes.
You don't say no to that. It's just
No,
it's just part of giving back.
It's the least you could do.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and when people come up and go, thank you, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
I go,
It's the best.
It's almost like the thing, like I was saying with the Santa Claus thing, where you have the power of Santa, but you wish you could do more on that.
Yeah, yeah.
And where you have the power of a comic, entertaining, but you're there for this woman that's fighting cancer, and you
Yeah,
pray that you have the
yeah.
power to take this pain away from this woman. You know.
Absolutely. Well, listen, Joe Currie is an amazing friend of mine.
Yeah, thank you.
You
So
really are. You really are. And I love you for doing this for me. And he's a comedian. He's a musician. He's a screenwriter. He's a podcast host. And you know what? We're going to take my last break. But when we come back, what's up we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about Joe's show. So we'll be back after these messages. Don't go away. Don't go away, everybody. Stay where you are.
Stay there.
Stay right there, everybody.
Stay.
Don't go away.
Don't go. We're watching.
1331 Mediterranean Grill is located at 1906 Newbridge Road in Belmore, specializing in traditional Greek cuisine. Oppa! You can dine in, take out, and they deliver. They also cater for all occasions, and they have outdoor seating. Give them a call at 516-804-6197. Check them out on Facebook and go to their website, 1331 Mediterranean Grill.
Hi, I am Linda DeVitis. I am a psychic, clairvoyant medium, and certified healer. I have also written a book, My Journey from Darkness to the Light, which is available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and on my website, www.healingsonthego.com. If you would like to book an appointment with me, call me at 917-929-4935. Thank you.
Doc, who's the best comedian you know?
Teresa Farrell.
And who's the best actress you know?
Teresa Farrell.
And who's the best cast member in Bat Boys?
Teresa Farrell.
Who's got the best radio?
Teresa Farrell.
Doc, who's your favorite guinea?
Teresa Farrell.
Who are you loving right now?
Teresa Farrell.
All right, Doc, I love you too, baby.
Love you as always.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, thank you for joining me tonight. Please like the show, please share it if you're watching it live. And I want to thank again 1331 Mediterranean Grill in Belmore, Linda DeVitis, love you girl. Look her up, Google her, and Doc Gooden. Doc.
Yeah, the Doc.
Love Doc. And he's gonna come in studio. I had him on the show. We did via Zoom, but he's gonna come in.
How cool is that? That's great.
He's great. I love him. All right, so, and that's a funny story I got to tell you about Brokerage with Doc. You'll like that one too. I'll tell you off air. Anyway, so I'm back with Joe Currie, and he's amazing. He's a comedian. He's a screenwriter. He's a musician. He's a podcast host. We're going to talk about your podcasting. Before we do, real quick though, right now you're with Fragile Sky, and I know a lot of drummers, keyboard players, people in bands. Sometimes they're in more than one band.
Yeah.
But Fragile Sky is your main band right now.
Yeah, basically there's three. You have Fragile Sky, Sexy Susan, and Funky Monks. And and Funky Monks is a Red Hot Chili Peppers cover band.
Oh, that's cool.
Sexy Susan is basically the band's based in Jersey.
Okay.
And we have all these different musicians that play in Jersey. We do all sorts of covers. And then we have Fragile Sky, which is our original band.
All originals?
Yeah, all originals. All originals.
You don't find that too much these days. A lot of bands are cover bands these days.
Most of them are. But
so what type of original?
We do kind of progressive rock.
Okay.
With a kind of pop tinge on it.
Yeah.
We just played in Brooklyn. You can check us out at fragileskymusic.com.
Okay, cool. And Joe has a website. It's Joe Currie, and it's not with a Y. It's an I-E.
Yes, I-E.
Joe
Currie.
JoeCurrie.com. I'm sorry. JoeCurrieComedy.com is his website. And if you want to find him on Facebook, it's just Joe Currie. So you have been co-hosting and writing Davin's Den with Davin Rosenblatt.
Yes, correct.
11 years.
We've been doing
You've
11,
been podcasting.
We've been doing 11 years. I do it with Davin Rosenblatt. We also have our other co-host, Pip Helix.
Okay.
We are live every Tuesday, 6:30 to 9:30 p.m.
It's a 3-hour show.
We do a 3. Sometimes it's more. You can check us out on davincomedy.com. Click live broadcast, and it'll bring you right there. Also, we're on our Facebook page, the Davin's Den Facebook page. And basically what we do, we cover all, we call...
hot topics.
Hot topics. Also, what we do a section called Scamming the Scammers.
Oh.
And that's one of our claims to fame. Now, what it is that you have internet scammers that scam people out of their money. They pose as military people. They pose as models. A lot of times they'll take a picture of a model and pose it on there.
Yeah.
And they do scam people, lonely people, out of thousands and thousands of dollars. What we do is we scam them back. And we've had them send us stuff. We also we were also consulted
So it's
by...
like catfish. Like catfishing.
It is exactly what
Yeah.
it is. We've also been consulted by the U.S. Army because a lot of them pose by
Really?
soldiers. There was one woman who was getting scammed by a soldier. She contacted us. I contacted the scammer as General Bulldog McIvy and told him to cease and desist.
Wow.
And I told him, I go, you see that bird out there? Now, chances there's birds everywhere. There's got to be a bird outside.
Right.
So I go, see that bird? Yes, I do. That is me. That's a drone. How do you know? I go, I could see you right. We found Bin Laden. I can find you. That's a bird. And he never bothered this woman again.
Wow.
We also disabled a $1 billion lawsuit
What?
with Match.com. There was this couple that was scamming scammers part of Match.com.
Oh my gosh.
And they were going to sue Match.com for $1 billion. And we went in and we infiltrated them and found out that they were a sham, and the suit got broken up.
Wow.
$1 billion lawsuit. We also were featured on American Greed 3 years ago. We did a feature on us because of the scamming stuff. So it's a very fascinating show. It's 3 hours, very entertaining.
Wow.
If you don't want to hang in 3 hours, check it out for a little bit. You could always come back and post the show.
Definitely.
And like I said, davidcomedy.com, live broadcast, or you can check us out on our David's Den Facebook page. It's fun. It's fun.
Do you have any shows coming up, Joe, that you want to play?
Yeah, I'll be at Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club for New Year's Eve with the very funny
you're
Rich
doing
Voss.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah, finally. Yeah, I haven't done a New Year's show in a couple of years.
Everyone loves to do New Year's Eve shows.
It's fun. You're working.
I've never
against the
done one
clock.
yet, but yeah.
You're working against the clock, but it's fun. So I'll be at the Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. You can go to unclevinny'scomedyclub.com.
Cool.
Or dial 1-877-UNCLE-VIN. I'll be there with a very funny Rich Voss. That'll be New Year's Eve.
Nice.
And check that out. I'm also at the Broadway Comedy Club at 10:30 next Friday.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah, and you can check that out.
Nice. And again, Joe has his own website. It's Joe Currie with an I-E, C-U-R-R-I-E, not Y, JoeCurrieComedy.com, which, you have a lot of stuff there. He's got pictures. He's got his bio. He's got his calendar. I know he's going to update some stuff.
I also have, I'm updating the calendar. I'm also working with my web guy who's ready to strangle me. But I've got new video that's going to be going up.
Yeah.
Check
yeah.
that out. So, log
And then
on to
again,
that.
Joe Currie, C-U-R-R-I-E, on Facebook as well, so you can, find some stuff there.
And Joe Currie Nation on Facebook. That's my comedy page. Joe
Oh,
Currie
okay,
Nation.
that's good too. And again, Tuesdays 6:30 to 9:30.
Yes.
So tomorrow night, and you've been doing it remotely. We talked about that.
Yeah, with the whole Zoom thing, it's been easy. We used to do it together, but
Right.
with the Zoom thing, it's just,
convenient. We don't have to be clothed from the waist down, basically.
Yeah.
So.
Well, there was one time we did our show,
Yeah.
and then Chrissy Mayer, who is on Anthony's, does a podcast show. And the funny thing is, I do it from my office, and my office is a sty, and we close crop on our show. And then I do, if I'm a guest, I'll do it from my music room,
Right,
but I'm like,
right.
I don't want to move anything. And I go to do hers, and then it's a wide pan. And
Okay.
I'm
okay.
sitting in a pigsty. So embarrassed. You can't stop and go, I got to go in another room.
No, you
You're
can't. No,
stuck.
you can't. Well, listen, we have like another 2 minutes left.
Right.
So, what do you want to talk about for 2 minutes?
Well, getting ready for the holidays.
Yes.
You got your
Yes.
Christmas shopping done?
No.
No.
No, I don't. I'm hosting Christmas Eve this year.
Oh, yeah?
Usually my brother does, but he's going to be in Florida to see his in-laws.
Right.
So I'm going to host Christmas Eve, and then we're going to be at my mother's in Queens Christmas Day, and I'm looking forward to it because she's making monogut.
Well,
And I love my
can I
mother's
go?
monogut. Of course you can't come. Why not? You have a place to go? You come with me.
But I tell you, the funny thing is that I do Santa Claus, but I live alone, and I really don't decorate. And there will be, the past couple of years, I will be in a family home,
Yeah.
and they're all gathered around me.
Right.
And I'm reading The Night Before Christmas. And I got my music behind me, and I
Yeah.
close the book, and I'm like, and to all a good night. And then I want to go, I don't even put up a tree. I don't even put up a tree. I don't got time for a tree.
Everyone has time for a tree. Even if you get
time
like one
for
of
a
those
tree.
Charlie Brown trees, you just get something.
You got to plug it in. The light
Get a
doesn't work.
poinsettia. Get a...
Isn't a poinsettia? A poinsettia?
Poinsettia. I don't know. People could say it,
And then
potato,
you gotta
potato.
take it down,
I
and
don't
then when
know.
I was a kid, we would set up the manger.
Listen, I love my tree. My tree, I have to tell you, everyone thinks it's real. It's beautiful. I got it 32 years ago at Pergament. And 32 years ago, $120 was a lot of money. But my mother said, you invest in this tree, you're going to have it for a long time. Now it's branch by branch. It's a pain in the tuchus. And I hate putting it up. But once it's up, I love it.
Nice.
I love
You know, I don't
it.
like the Secret Santa. I never liked the Secret Santa.
No, I don't either.
Because the thing of it, you got to find it. You assign the person. You work with, you don't know them, and then you got to put it in. Thank God it's a secret because you watch them open it up. They go.
Yeah, I've gotten really crappy Secret Santa gifts, but I think gift cards are the way to go. A lot of my cousins in Staten Island, their kids are all getting Amazon gift cards.
Really?
They're all getting Amazon gift cards. Yeah,
Gift card is the way to go.
That's the way you get what you want. You get what you need. You don't have to worry about returning, exchanging, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right, Joe. So listen, everybody, I am so glad you tuned in tonight because Joe Currie he's a great person in and out. I love this
you would
man.
too.
Thank you. And he's a comedian, musician, screenwriter. He does it all. The man does it all. And again, go to Joe Currie. It's Currie, comedy.com. Go to his Facebook page. Check him out. I want to thank everyone for watching this week. I know people are shopping. They're busy running around. It's that time of year. But I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Again, stay safe. Have a great week. And God willing, I'll see you next week, everybody. Ciao.